tag video. It's been a little while since I've done a tag video, and we did arts and crafts at home, so I looked up some questions, and I thought I would do one about photography. So there's a couple funny stories, a couple of things that I did wrong, that my clients did. I guess she didn't do it wrong, but there's some stories I want to share, and just some things that I'd like to, I don't know, it'd be a fun, interesting video, I thought. So, number one, the first question is, how did you first get into photography? So, I first got into photography. I got kids in the background. Hey, Cameron, let's get your seatbelt on the right way, please. Put your hands back in there. That's good boy. Okay. I gotta tighten that. We're in the car line, so I'm not driving or anything. We're in the car line to pick up my kids. Anyway, let me get back to the questions. The first question, how did you get into photography? So honestly, I remember every Christmas asking for like a disposable camera, and I loved taking pictures. I loved looking at pictures. I honestly have collected pictures since I was a little kid, and so, so yeah, that was, I don't even remember a time where I didn't want to take pictures or somehow had a camera. So I started taking photography classes in high school when they first started offering it, and we had a dark room, and we had to develop film and make prints, and it was just so fascinating to me. It's so cool. I loved it. And so yeah, that's when I first started getting into it. I had lost a job in not in high school. When I got out of high school, I ended up losing my job, and I needed money. So I looked on a website, and they said that they needed photographers at the mall. And I was like, hey, maybe I can do that. So I got that job, and that was at Sears Portrait Studio, which has since, God rest its soul, has closed down business. But I absolutely loved that job. To me, it wasn't a job. It was just fun. What is the first camera you ever owned? My very first camera, besides like disposable cameras, the camera I used for my photography class in high school, a film camera, was a Minolta. I don't know like the specific grade. And then my first like digital big camera was I had like a point and shoot digital camera. I think it was like a Kodak. And then my husband bought me a Canon Rebel T2i. So that one was like the next step, and it was still a beginner camera. I had that one for a long time. I definitely wore it out, used the crud out of it, and then now I have a Canon 7D. So, number 3. Who are your photo heroes and inspirations? So a lot of people that I follow on Instagram are photographers. I love the feed, the National Geographic feed. It's so amazing to me. To me, that would be like a dream job. Not that I could do that right now, but to just travel and take pictures of just different people, different cultures, different animals. I would love that job. So I definitely love the National Geographic feed on Instagram. As far as just like specific, I'm going to have to say, and she's not famous per se. I mean, she's got a good, decent following. She makes good money off of social media, but her name is Ashley Ann Photography. She was one of the first photographers I really started following, and she's a mom of 5, and she homeschools her kids. She adopted one of her children, and I just love her simple style of just capturing the day. Nothing stylized, maybe. Yeah, most of it's just, this is what my day looks like, but she captures it in such an amazing way. Another one that's kind of like that as a mommy photographer that I like to follow is Kelly Hampton. She also is a mom. She's a stay-at-home mom. She has 3 kids, and she has a daughter who has Down syndrome, and so she grew her photography through also capturing just her everyday life with her children, and I love that kind of stuff. I love capturing those moments. So number 4, what does it mean to you? What does photography mean to you? And it's just that, for just freezing that moment and being able to look back on memories and times, and just being able to cherish and treasure all those little moments with my children. It means everything to me. Besides just, it's my creative outlet. I honestly think about photography 24/7. I'm constantly looking around at what would make a cool picture. So it's everything to me. Number 5, how do you overcome a photo block? My kids. I don't know, and I feel like that might be cliche to say. I have done weddings and births, and I've done every kind of pictures possible, but when you are, it's not even so much that I'm in a photo block, but it's like when I have a downtime in my photography business, like it's just slow, like especially right now it's rainy and cold and nobody really wants pictures right now, so it's like I need some sort of way to get out, so I take pictures of my kids. Any tips for newbie photographers? If you're trying to get into the business, definitely the one, a photographer that I know that is trying to start her photography business, it's like, it's bugging me, and I'm trying to figure out a nice way to say it, but she keeps asking people if they want to do pictures, they want to book with her, but she keeps sharing pictures that are not hers. Like she'll share pictures from Pinterest, like, oh, I really want to do this kind of photo session, message me. And maybe it's just me, but it's like, to me, it's like, stop trying to do what other people are doing and get out and take your own pictures and then showcase that, because it's almost like false advertisement to me, and it's kind of rude, I think, because I don't believe she's saying that these are not her pictures or giving credit to the people that did take those pictures. So I truly believe in there are so many photographers right now, but everybody has their own story to tell. So it's like, if I had the same subject in the same location, everything exactly the same, and I have a photographer sitting next to me taking pictures, we're going to have totally different pictures because we're totally different people. We have totally different views. So for her to say, I want to do this shoot, you're not showing your vision and what you are wanting. You're showing somebody else's vision. So to me, just get out your camera and go take pictures. Like, just take pictures of everything that you can and showcase what you do. Like, be proud of your work and people will come to you. That's, I guess, my tip for a newbie. Number 7, if you could photograph one genre, what would it be? So I've done everything. I honestly believe I've done everything. And the one genre I would love to just do for the rest of my life would be birth photography. I am definitely more of in the moment kind of pictures. I don't really care for stylized. I just don't feel like I'm that good at it. Or poses. Like, I'd rather just a family do what they normally do and me just take pictures of that. Which is like a lifestyle kind of, or photojournalistic kind of style. And birth, I guess the mom is like, some moms are aware and they'll get their hair and makeup ready and stuff, but other than that, they're focusing on their baby and on giving birth. And so I'm just always the person in the background. I stay as quiet as I can. I don't want any part of attention on me whatsoever. This is the baby's day. This is the mom's day. The doctors are in charge. So I want to get pictures of all the little details, and I want to get pictures of the emotions of the mom and the dad seeing their baby, of the sibling first meeting their sibling. And I love birth photography. It's awesome. It's one day that you'll never get back, but you want those pictures. And I've never met anybody that's regretted taking pictures on that day. I have one picture of when I was in labor with my first birth child, and that's the only picture that I have of her from the hospital or at the hospital, and I kind of regret that. I regret not taking more pictures. Although I was in full-blown labor for 16 hours, so taking my camera was not in my head. Number 8. So hire a photographer and let them take care of that, you guys. Birth photography is huge. Number 8. Photo pet peeves. Fake sun. I don't know if everybody does this or this is a common thing. I know everybody doesn't do this. But when it's like, and there's a way to add sun into a picture, but then there's a way to do it where it's obvious that it's a fake sun, and it's just like, I don't know, it drives me nuts. Over processing certain pictures, that's annoying. Copying verbatim what another picture looks like literally taking a picture from Pinterest and saying, I want this exact picture. That bothers me. Just let your photographer do what your photographer does, and then you'll be the next one on Pinterest. Those are just some pet peeves. I don't know. I just feel like everybody has their own style, so I mean, there's not too many that bother me, really. Everybody just does what they want to do. Just copying kind of bothers me a lot. Number 9. Any photo mistakes? that I made? Oh, golly. One that really sticks out is I did a photo shoot for a family, and I went to school with this girl, and it was her whole family. It was her dad and her sister and all the kids. And so, a lot of work goes into organizing schedules, getting clothes the matching or whatever, coordinating and picking a location. And so we met, and it was kind of like a golden hour. So it was like almost sunset. It was just enough time to get these pictures done. I get them all ready and posed, and I go to take the picture. My camera didn't have a battery in it. And I was like, are you kidding me? And we were like 35 minutes away from my house to go get my battery. And so I was like, there's no way I can go home and get the battery and come back. And so I had to just face the music and tell them my stupid mistake, that I had everything ready except a battery, and you can't take pictures without your battery. And this particular camera, which a lot of cameras, they're not like AA's, like they have a special battery for these cameras. So I felt stupid. Luckily they were okay with it. They were fine, and we rescheduled for the next day, and I made sure I had my battery, and they laughed at me, and I think I tried to like give them a discount, and they wouldn't let me, and they paid me anyway, and I was so grateful for that, but I felt so stupid. Number 10, have you ever had a bad experience on a photo shoot, or a funny experience? Bad experience, I can't think of anything bad besides obviously me losing my camera, but like I said, they made it so sweet, and they were so kind to me that it wasn't necessarily a bad experience. I still feel horrible, but they've booked me since then, so I guess they don't really care. They don't care. They don't hold it against me. But a funny experience, and this is kind of a crazy story, and I'm not trying to like shout out to anybody. I laugh so hard. This was one of those things that I will go to my grave just being so grateful that I got to experience something. Like, I have such a crazy story to share. So I know that, okay, a friend of mine, a good family friend of ours, had offered me she had asked me to do pictures for a friend of hers for her bridal shower. And I said, totally, that'd be awesome. I would love to. And so she actually wasn't going to be at the bridal shower. And so I was like her present. I was the person going to take pictures of everything for her, capture her day, and all the fun stuff that happens, because she couldn't be there. So she wanted me to go and be her present. So I get there, and this woman has been married before. It's not her first rodeo, but she really truly felt like she found the love of her life, and she was so happy, and she was so sweet, and just talking with her, you could tell she was full of so much wisdom and so much I don't know, we connected, and it was such a great feeling. And I'm taking all these pictures, and then all of a sudden strippers showed up. And I mean this in no hard feeling, or I don't even know, like, judgment or anything like that, you guys. I don't want anybody to get the wrong picture, but let's just say I was the only person of my skin tone there, and so I felt like I stuck out like a sore thumb, and these strippers were following me, and I didn't know, should I take pictures of them? Does she, like, talking with her, I was like, she doesn't seem like the kind of person that would be okay with this. And the lady that hired me, my friend, I know she was not going to be okay with this. So I was just like, do I take pictures? Do I just hide in the background? And I didn't know what to do. I'd never in my entire life, not even for my own bachelorette party, I've never seen a stripper in person in real life. And I'm going to tell you, what you see on TV, maybe it's just this case, I don't know, but in real life, they go a lot further than what they do in TV. And again, I was just so, oh my Lord, it was so crazy. I did take a few pictures, but when it got pretty raunchy, I did not take pictures of that. And I just kind of stayed in the table with the grandma and the older ladies, thinking I would be safe there. I got so many apologies from my friend, and I laughed. It was the funniest situation I've ever been in. there's, oh, I love that I was in such a crazy situation, but those pictures will never be public. I did take them, I did deliver it to her. She did show her her husband, and he laughed his hiney off. He was so grateful that I took pictures, because her face was so, she was like in tears. She was so embarrassed. She was laughing so hard. It was such a good time. I was so, again, I'm so glad that I have such a crazy story to share. So it was the funny experience, the funniest situation I've ever been in as a photographer and as just a human being. So that is my photography tag questions. We still have not moved one bit in this car line, but I got to get this little boy's seatbelt back on the right way because he's trying to escape. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions about actually having a photography business, go ahead and leave that down below. If you would like to schedule an appointment with me, go ahead and leave that below too. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see y'all next time. Bye.